This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter, and welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, July the 5th, sorry, is a defenseman who's in the Hockey Hall of Fame as of 2020, who was basically the GM of the Sharks and doing pretty well for himself, helping the Sharks become noticeable. He played for the Blackhawks and Sharks in his professional career, in fact becoming the first franchise captain in Sharks history. His name is Doug Wilson, who's now 66 years old. Doug Wilson was a star for Ottawa in the OHL, and was drafted 6th overall in the 1977 NHL draft. When you look at the 77 NHL draft, Dale McCourt was drafted first by Detroit, bust. Barry Beck second by Colorado, pretty good. Robert Picard by Washington, but Washington didn't really have much left. Yuri Gillis to Vancouver, and Mike Crombie to Cleveland. So, in a sense, it wasn't that bad. So, anyway, he did pretty well. So anyway, he would be a Blackhawks icon, playing 14 years with them. He's still the highest scoring defenseman in goals, assists, and points. But overall, he's 12th in goals, 3rd in assists, and 6th in points with 779 points, 5th all time in games played. He won the 1982 Norris Trophy for Best Defenseman of the Year, scoring 39 goals and 85 points, becoming Blackhawks single-season record holders for goals and points by a defenseman still to this day. He was selected to 8 All-Star games in his career, 7 with the Blackhawks and then 1 with the Sharks. So anyway, he was good for the Sharks, especially after he waived his no-trade clause and decided to be traded by San Jose for a prospect and a second-round draft pick. Doug Wilson was huge for the Sharks, bringing respectability to the young franchise. In 2 seasons, he scored 48 points in 86 games. That doesn't matter. The point is, he was the first captain in Sharks history and got to the All-Star game in '92. So, anyway, when he had his 1,000th career game played ceremony, he announced the creation of the Doug Wilson Scholarship Foundation to help college-bound Bay Area students, and it still continues today. Wilson decided to retire during training camp for the 93-94 season and played 1,024 games in his illustrious career. So yeah, for the Hawks and then 2 years for the Sharks. 237 goals, 590 assists, 827 points in 1,024 games, 80 points in 95 playoff games in his career. And of course, he got named to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 2020. But his major accomplishments was being an executive and all that. Ottawa did retire as number 7, the OHL team. All that. Wilson was hired in May of 2003 as GM, replacing Dean Lombardi, and he helped the Sharks become perennially competitive. And April 2022, he stepped down from the position permanently to focus on his health. So, of course, Doug Wilson is just a year removed from being part of the Sharks as GM. Yeah, it's weird. He was a Sharks GM for 19 years. That's amazing. That's unbelievable. Helping the Sharks get to the 2016 Stanley Cup Final. But unfortunately, sometimes the Sharks overachieve and then they underachieve in the playoffs. Anyway, Doug and his wife Kathy have 4 children: Lacey, Doug Jr., Charlie, and Chelsea. Chelsea plays for University of Southern California in volleyball. Doug Jr. played hockey in Australia before joining the Sharks front office, and Lacey was actually Miss Massachusetts in 2010. Doug Wilson does have a more successful brother, Murray Wilson, who, as a defenseman, I think he was, Can't remember. But Murray Wilson, no, he was a forward. He played for the Habs and won 4 cups with the Habs. So that's just amazing how Doug Wilson's brother actually won Stanley Cups and Doug Wilson didn't. The Blackhawks got to how many finals in his career? The 1990 never got to the final. And Chicago, I thought Chicago went to at least one final in the 80s, 90s. Nope, they didn't. So yeah, he still got 1,000 games, which is pretty good. But still, at the end of the day, Doug Wilson is Sharks royalty, and don't you forget it. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.